Hi, folks. So this is your boy Lucas, and I'm actually from Futuristic Web Studios, currently heading the marketing for Lucky Home Loans. And we thought it would be a great idea to kind of come up with some series of videos to let people know how to stay on top of their loan obtaining process, basically. Now, what we're basically doing now, when we talk about this mortgage lending thing, it's a very complicated task. And a lot of people actually get nervous when they're trying to buy a house for the first time. So Lucky, you've been in this business for a really, really long time. You know all the ins and outs of everything. So the first question I'm actually going to ask you is this. What are the key financial considerations when buying a home, and how can budgeting help with the process?
Well, thank you so much for having me and welcome everybody. I think some of the key financial aspects are having that true budget, right? I think so many of us being able to take our card and swipe it here and swipe it there. You're not really, you think it's $1 here, $3 there, $7 here, but it all adds up. And
Mm,
we have a habit of overspending. So I think having a budget is huge. And we have a editable budget that you can actually fill out, and we can go ahead and share that with everyone if you'd like. But I think that's really the most important thing. And everyone thinks, oh, I can budget later. But isn't it
mhm.
crazy, Lucas, how if you get a raise of like $1,000 at the end of the month, you don't have $1,000 left over?
Wow.
Or if you, I don't know, like get a residual check and maybe it's $1,000 less, you're still able to make your payments. Have you ever done that before where that happens?
It happens to me all the time because this is what I've seen. I mean, as we start making more money, our expenses keep on increasing because I
Yeah.
used to think that, hey, I'm now going to be making $2,000 more on a monthly basis. And then I'm like, yo, where's my money at the end of the month? I was supposed to have it
Where's the
saved.
2000? Exactly, right. So having that budget is really important. I think so affordability is huge. I think you need to make sure you consider your income,
Uh-huh.
your existing liabilities and debt, and then what a down payment is. Everyone thinks you need to have 20%. That's not true. So I think for first time home buyers, if you have good credit, you can put down 3%.
Whoa. I
Yeah.
did not know that. Is that true?
Yeah. Kudos to you, right? For 3%. And there's even bond programs out there that will help with the down payment. If
Damn.
you have good credit, or even if you don't have good credit, because we can work on your credit, and there's
Hmm.
so many ways to get your credit up. It's insane, but affordability is one. So checking your income,
Hmm.
your liabilities, and of course your down payment, and then looking at your mortgage options to see, I always ask people, what are you going to do with this home in 3 to 5 years?
Mm.
Because if it's a starter home, I think it's great to get into a starter home. There's ways that a few years down the road, with the housing market continuing to grow the way it is, the house keep increasing in value. So what happens then is that you've got equity in the house and you're just making your monthly payments, but you're building equity up. And
Wow.
if you have specific loans, you can actually pull that equity out and put it on another down payment for another house. Now
That's
you're building
crazy.
generational wealth.
That is so crazy. That is so crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, how can someone determine the right price range for the home based on their budget and financial goals?
So some of the things I say, like I say, budgeting is huge. Nobody wants to do it because we live in a spontaneous world. But I'm telling you, people, budget, budget, budget. It's a B word. That's not a bad word. Okay.
Oh
It's a
boy.
good B word. It's a
That's
good B
crazy.
word. Banking is another good B word. But having that I don't know. I keep thinking I need a better word for budget because budget is so boring. It's like saying you
Right.
have to study for the SAT or the LSATs or
Well,
something. It's terrible.
you could
But
say keep a track of all of your expenses and then try to see how much you want to pay, how much you'll be saving, maybe get in touch with your bookkeeper, something like that. What is the best way to
definitely
budget?
the best way, well, I think that the easiest way is to either stick it on an Excel spreadsheet. That goes to show you I might be aging myself, but spreadsheets are important. You can see exactly where your money is. And I tell people, take all of your money, take all of the money that you create. Say you make $2,000 a month. Okay.
Right.
I'm just using arbitrary numbers here.
Hmm.
So you make $2,000 a month. And if you want to see if you can really qualify for a house and make sure you're not squeaking by, that you have to
Hmm.
have gray hair or lose your hair in the loan process, you want to really make sure you're doing well. Out of that $2,000, I would tell you that all of your bills, everything that's showing up on your credit report, those reoccurring revolving cards, the installment cards, your car payments, all of those should only equal 50% of your income that you have coming
Wow.
in. That gives you
Wow.
your other 50% to be able to have your mortgage and so on and so forth. And we can, and I do want you to add the new proposed mortgage into that to create the 50%. So that's something that's really important. And I can go over that on a one-on-one session, or we can maybe unpack that a little bit more later on. But that's really huge, to take how much you bring in
Hmm.
and then figure out what you feel comfortable with. And maybe we should have a conversation of how you kind of create what your monthly payments are going to look like. Maybe that's something for a later time. But once you have that monthly payment, we call it a PITI. So it's
Hmm.
principal and interest. So it's the loan plus your interest rate, and then your taxes and insurance. So if you're paying rent, you're paying your rent plus renter's insurance. You're going to group it together just like a mortgage. You're paying the mortgage, the
Hmm.
interest rate together as your principal and interest, and then your taxes and insurance. So you're making one monthly payment.
Right.
And the way to figure out how much you can really afford is to go ahead and see how much money you have left over. And
Right.
then we back that into a PITI payment. And that's how we figure out how much of a house you can afford.
That's amazing advice. I mean, obviously, if somebody wants to get in touch with you on a one-on-one basis, what is the best phone number they can reach you on?
My cell phone, because I love my job and I sleep under my desk. I feel like George Costanza, who has a bed underneath. But my cell phone number is 713
Uh,
679 1123. And please text me and let me know you just want to connect, because when I'm on the phone, to me, it's so important to have that one-on-one communication and not get interrupted. So when I am
Absolutely.
on the phone, I don't take any other calls, but I always call everyone back. So just text me and let me know you want to connect about budgeting or figuring out ways to get into their home.
That's awesome. And do you have an email address, Lucky?
Yes, I do. It is Lucky, Lucky, just like the dog with missing three legs. And it's not missing one. You gotta miss three in order to be truly lucky. So it's
Right.
Lucky dot B as in boy, UXTON at fairwaymc.com.
Fantastic. And just to let people know about this, and congratulations to you, not only are you licensed in one state, you're actually licensed in two states, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct?
Yes, I'm licensed in the entire state of Texas and Colorado, and I'm working on Tennessee. So I'll be licensed
Wow.
there.
Wow. Miss International very soon.
I don't know. I don't know. I just need my dollar to go a little further.
You'll definitely get there, Lucky. I mean, we're gonna keep on educating your clients on a weekly basis so that they are very. I mean, you see, one of the things I absolutely love about you is how gentle you are when it comes to explaining things. Because when we talk about topics such as finance, science, these are usually quite boring topics, but you make it sound so fun. So you're awesome. So, folks, we're
Thank
gonna
you so
keep
much,
you.
Lucas.
We're gonna keep you guys educated with all the latest news about mortgage lending and all that good stuff, even a bit of information about the Texas real estate and whatnot. So please subscribe to Lucky's YouTube channel and stay connected with us. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye. Rock on.